LTV roster. So, yeah, no, these are two people that aren't listed. Could be under different aliases though. And okay, well, I got sound. That's good. Makes it a tad easier. And into the pistol we go. 0 to 100. Starting out on the CT side of things on Nuke as Entropiq Prague look to start their set forward. At the offense, 4 of them grouped up in lobby as we have Quirks just taking a little bit of a lurksy outside, seeing if he could find a pick or two to pressure the one to spot him out or at least hold. On the opposite side of things, like Quirks was going to be holding himself, but finally makes his move. Hivix, though, is going to find the first frag. Morisco falls. And 0 to 100 walk away with a nice little comfortable 5-on-4. Entropiq Prague now on the back burners. They have to make this one converted. Hivix, though, is doubled up. Big couple of kills in the ramp room as Entropiq Prague kind of been left in the dust in this round. Not too sure where to try and convert. Hones just staring at his teammate's dead body there for a second as Hivix takes yet another tag. This time down to Hones, down to 86. He falls. As things continue to get slowed down. Minute to go, and everybody's just waiting. Entropiq Prague want to see if 0 to 100 give them anything left to work back with, because 3-on-5, not the greatest of scenarios. You kind of need something to go your way, but I do love this play from Quirch. He's been able to lurk all the way through CT, and it seemed like for a second he had an indication of somebody being near now. Genesis going to go in for the peek, and Quirch has got him dead to rights. And that makes things just a little bit easier for Entropiq Prague, as they can potentially crunch in from heaven now. I think, I don't know if our friend is in the VMix call yet, but we're definitely going to be getting somebody on the desk as assistance here in a second. 25 on the clock, as they're actually going to be crunching onto the A-bomb site. 2 CTs to defend. Lecker's picked up 1, and they're not ready for the heaven flank in Quirt, so 3-on-5 has somehow turned back to a doable situation, but as the bomb looks to be planted, the numbers will get punched in. The face crack will shut it down. A big multi-kill from him and an Evix, respectively, will allow 0 to 100 to pick up the first.
And hello, good afternoon. Or should I say good morning?
Morning.
How are we?
You know, a bit questionable. That's the best I could put on right now.
Okay, it's okay. Well, I think 0 to 100 are feeling quite good right now after that pistol.
Yeah, no, I mean, it got a little sketchy there for them for a second. And Entropiq Prague, like, they had started being down on the 3-on-5s. So the fact that that round gets somewhere even manageable is kind of a fail for them, but still picking it up nonetheless is a decent prospect. Well, damage inflicted very early on leaves Quirts and Morisco on deathly HP margins. Outside control for a second looked to be worked by Entropiq Prague, who had a man on silo, and somebody was pushing up to the red bin, but they're still just fishing for a couple of headshots. Something, again, needs to be brought back in their path if they want to find any success in the round, because so far it's just Deagle spamming through walls and holding for peaks.
Yeah, and you see how conservative 0 to 100 are playing right now, just playing as far back as possible. They don't want to give Entropiq Prague any type of pick possible, and they've even brought in 4 rifles into play, so really playing as safe as they possibly can so far. Squeaky door gets heard. Hevix, a little bit questionable playing above the hut. As of right now, it's gone completely silent on Nuke.
45 seconds to go, and Entropiq don't really seem to have an end goal just yet. I mean, a smoke going to be coming flying in. No, that's from the CT side to stop from a squeaky push. So Entropiq Prague's lobby dreams seem like they're going to fall short unless they go straight through a $300 piece of utility as the timer continues to tick down. We're sitting on 30 seconds now. It's getting a little uncomfortable here, and Morisco is going to be the first to fall. Quirt's trade, so surprisingly, Entropiq Prague strike back, and still they're bringing kills back. We're at a 3-on-3. They haven't cleared out for Hevix. This could be the end-all, be-all, and with repercussion coming in from heaven, looks like 0 to 100 make clockwork of that A take.
Yeah, for sure, and a strong hold as well. I said obviously earlier in the round that they were playing extremely conservative, playing as passive as they possibly could, staying true to their guns and sight. Even brought the FAMAS and M4s into play, which is a risk, as we see this MP9 spray coming out from Neno here. Not easy to do from that range, I must add. So well played, sir. And with obviously 0 to 100 keeping all those players alive, the economy is going to be somewhat good with the nades in play as well.
Well, Entropiq Prague have so far lacked an actual destination in the opening parts of the T side. Now with the rifles in their hands, maybe they can muster up something differently. 30 seconds already tacked off of the clock. As 0to100 have actually been able to get up close outside. We see somebody pushed up close. Red bin, that's Face Crack. And if he goes undetected, he could spell a nightmare situation for the T side here. Lecker coming up. They haven't cleared him, and the flash is brilliant. He picks up two, and Entropiq Prague are instantly left in the dust trying to find one back. Morisco, though, misses his time.
Yeah, and if you don't check certain corners and outside, you will get punished for it, and we've seen it right there. Now Entropiq Prague have a 3 versus 5 situation for this execute with a whole minute left on the clock, and it is not being a good start for them. I would consider the Entropiq Prague boys one of the favourites for this tournament, but props to 0to100 so far, holding strong on CT side, doing something that you have to do, and the spray does not connect on Morisco, and Face Crack will punish him for it.
If we continue this A take into utter fatality, man, Face Crack's gone good for 4. The A stolen away, but nothing is found for Entropiq Prague. The one rifle round that could have brought them back into this map has just done the complete opposite, sent them further out of it, 3-0. Sure, it's just that first rifle. You still got plenty of half to go, but if this sets a standard for anything we're going to see in this series, I'm going to get worried for Entropiq.
Yeah, and here's the Face Crack spray right there. That's going to be every day of the week. Just teed him up, and there's the third. Gets the 4 through the smoke. And that's a great round out of Face Crack. He's going to be looking to do more of the same going into round number 4. So right now, early smokes used out of the CTs of 0to100, and Face Crack cannot connect with the spray just yet. He needs to be careful because Quirts will punish him with the Deagle. He is a very good Deagle player. He's good enough for a few one-taps to get some ignition amongst his roster. They're just going to put a foot on the brake pedal right now. Quirt's left on 60 HP after receiving a few AK bullets to his chest, maybe through the box as well. And here we go. It looks like Necrogenesis is ready for this ramp push if it does come his way. Smoke will help him out, give him more security as well. Is he going to push for this? No. Oh boy, but sound cue has been heard. And these Eagles are going to try and pounce on that. They do not look his way as the spray is connected, but it's not connected enough. As only it's a 1-for-1 trade. Depression as well. Not good enough either. And these Eagles from the Entropiq Prague side are looking to get the round win as they will head down towards B. But here's Neno. He has rotated in perfect time. His Quirt's going to be ready for this. I don't think he is. Neno's got himself positioned, playing the 50-50. Is it left? Is it right? I'm not too sure. He's not too sure. Quirt's isn't going to be quick enough. And Neno's a huge kill. 20 seconds left on the clock. As this B hit needs to come in now. And Neno is holding the B side strong. 4-0 on to the 0-100 side. And what a hold out of Neno, I've got to say.
That's such a beautifully timed rotation, man. It's all held to perfection. Depression, he misses a couple of shots, probably kicking himself for that one, but maybe not as much anymore after this beautiful spray from Neno. I mean, look, I like it, the 50-50. I wasn't a big fan, so I'm glad he decides to take a bit of initiative. He works that opening, picks up perfection, and then just isolates the 1v1s like it's nothing different. Entropiq Prague, so far it's been nothing but disaster on the T side, and they need to call a timeout to talk this over.
Yeah, and I think if you're gonna call a timeout at any point, you have to do it now. You know, you've lost a few buy rounds, and it's not been that close. And yeah, just coming back to that Neno 50-50, I think he kind of had the same thought process as you, like, oh, I'm not too sure about this either, because he was looking left, he was looking right. But luckily for him, he picks the correct option. I think he just pushed. He just had to push because he didn't want to leave himself in the 50-50, and he was rewarded with a couple kills. But anyways, on to round 5. Squeaky door's going to be broken. A lot of smokes used from the CT and T side, and look at that smoke wall, beautifully placed to perfection. And one player is already down into secret depression. Here's the AWP in hand. He's not going to find a player on Entropiq Prague on the other side of that bullet, but it gives them the warning message.
Yeah, but they've already found a beautiful opener, man. Face Crack has maneuvered yet another frag. Lecker and co come sprinting out to the A-bomb site, and that's a big kill that Neno misses. He went huge in the last round, but this time he falls flat, and Entropiq Prague sprint down to the A side as 0 to 100 crumble. The offense too much to take care of, and now Entropiq Prague look to finally mount a little bit of success. Maybe could be short-lived, obviously. You can't let it just be a one and done. But I will say, an unsung liberty you have of the T side of Nuke is the fact that you can have a start like this. You can even have it be worse, like 5-0, 6-0, because you only need like 4 or 5 rounds to consider it a decently strung out half.
Oh, for sure. I think what Entropiq Prague weren't expecting necessarily to be winning, 5 rounds to the good in this first half on T side, but it was just the way that they were losing the rounds. None of them were really that close. But this round, after the timeout, huge win, and it's been won with absolute ease. It seems like the A hold was non-existent for 0 to 100, and obviously Entropiq Prague getting their first round on the board, they punished them for that. And I've got to say, the economy for 0 to 100 right now, considering they're 4-0 up, it is not the best. Here is FaceCrack. He's had a great game so far. But this is where the A execute started. Leka straight on site, 2 kills. Marissa as well to back him up on that execute. So strong for Entropiq Prague, and 0 to 100 need to really find an answer back straight away here.
I will say, now you're going to start to see the effects of the economy and how all those kills had factored in. The round where Nino picks up 3 kills, it's going to start to affect them. Depression's down to $0. Same with Hevix. Everybody else dancing around that 1K-ish margin. So one more loss and Entropiq Prague could lock in a third.
And if 0 to 100 win this round in like a 1v1, there's no money left to get up a full buy in the next round. So, they need to win this round if they want their economy to be good, but they need to keep the players alive as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a game of just utter annihilation, and if they can't find it, it's still a W talked up for Entropiq, as it looks like it's going to be another A crunch. The bomb leading the charge on Lecker out hot. They intend to go. Hevix falls. Beautiful shot. Trays are in, but still a 2-on-2. The A site now falling. They have to play retake, but with 1 man more than they had in the previous round, could find some success, especially with Depression hitting these shots from heaven. It's all up to Marisco in a 1-on-3, made 1-on-2. And it's not that undoable. Planted for him. 1 player on 10 health. That's Depression. 1 bullet's the difference between him and Fatality. Swinging in. Necrogenesis saves the day. But still so tightly knit that 0 to 100 can't be content with it.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to see the problem I highlighted right now. Like, Necrogenesis saves, so he stays alive, so he can keep the AK. He could throw that over to Hevix, but like double orb's not going to be possible. FaceCrack's left on 3.9k. Depression gets an AWP in just about, but there's going to be no utility behind it. But once again, it's a very nice execute coming out of Entropiq Prague. But as soon as we thought it was looking good for them, 0 to 100 was straight out onto the site, and they get the kills, and it was all on them to basically choke a 3v1.
Well, again, as I said, that can be chalked up to a win because the money is still kept in such a bad situation. With the bomb plan and Entropiq Prague are easily able to muster up an investment.
Especially on a map like Nuke, where you need the Molotovs, you need the smokes to stop early pushes.
Yep.
You really need to keep your economy in good shape, and right now, I think 0 to 100 are really feeling the impact that Entropiq Prague are having on them, despite being 4 rounds down.
Well, I will say, now that we're talking about the utility, the usage hasn't been that great. 0 to 100, look at them. They only have 2 nades and 2 flashes left to make this round work. There's not going to be any more single door smokes. There's not going to be any more mollies coming in from heaven. And FaceCrack, they honestly get punished right now if Marisco, I think it's Marisco, decides to overextend. No, it's actually Quartz. For it. Depression's looking to take some lobby control.
Oh, if only he knew where those players were, because he would have pushed up a little bit more. He may have been good enough for 2. But Marisco's in a nice spot here to cause a bit of nuisance around this side, but he cannot do so. Nice kill from Necrogenesis, and just in time, Depression finds one of his own. So it's a 5v3. Make that 5v0 in quick fashion for 0 to 100. And like we said, they got to keep the economy in good shape. 0 to 100, keep all 5 players alive when it mattered most. And now they are laughing to the bank.
Yeah, that money is now not a worry. It's something to look at in the previous round. Yesteryear, 0 to 100, mop them up. This is a beautiful round for them to convert, man. 6 to 1. Now it might start to get a bit out of hand. Obviously, still, Entropiq only have to find like 3-4 more rounds, but with it, if these rounds keep going as, one-sided as they are for 0 to 100, we could be seeing an upset happen before things even get kick-started.
Yeah. And oh boy, a 1-for-1 trade onto the side. Man, that 2-for-1, 3-for-1 for Entropiq Prague. And they are one man to the good right now. 3 versus 2 situation. The bomb is yet to go down, and the bullets are yet to hit for Necrogenesis. 2v1 now. As this bomb gets planted, it's all on Facecrack. He has been the highlight player for 0 to 100 so far. Can he make that even more so with a 1v2 clutch with the fuse? Trying to find some spray to land through the wall. As of right now, none to connect, and Leka and Marisco are left on pretty much full HP. And here we go, Facecrack finds the first, and now it's on to Marisco! How does he find the second? And the defuse, no problemo, kit in his back pocket, and 0 to 100 are 7-1 up. Oh my goodness.
That's nuts, man. He just does it again and again. Like, 14-2. 14-2. We are on round 9, and this guy is having a stellar performance like that already. This guy's on track to drop like a 40 bomb if things keep going this way. Entropiq Prague are given every single opportunity to pick up another round, but they just can't find it.
And Entropiq Prague, what do you do after that? That round was pretty much in their hands, but an absolute masterclass from Facecrack. Oh, that's got to be so demoralizing if you're on the receiving end for that, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, Entropiq Prague, they think they have it locked in and sealed. But they, again, just drop a big clutch like that, and it seems like it's back to square one at this point. Yeah, they've still got investments, and yeah, they've kept limiting the economy of 0 to 100, but, like, at some point, you can't just keep saying, oh, yeah, they did a good job of, limiting the economy. Oh, yeah, they did a good job of getting kills. Like, no, they need rounds. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Nino, he's gone into Squeaky. This might not play the best of roles. If he continues his aggression, AJT is going to check duck.
Is he going to check it?
Oh, he's not.
Oh, AJT gets away with murder. And Holmes does as well as he finds Necrogenesis Depression. Finds another AWP shot, but there it is. Evix thought it was clear because he must have had it called, and before we knew it, this Entropiq Prague squad are on the B site, and with Facecrack left in garage, another teammate left in CT, but they're going to go back to A. What's going on here? Marisco luckily finds Facecrack, and that's going to be a huge gift to Entropiq Prague as they look to win this round. 4v1 is all under pressure. We saw a 1v2 out of Facecrack last round. I doubt we're going to see a 1v4, excuse me, out of depression this time. I mean, I've seen crazier things in CSGO, but it looks like he's not even going to attempt it. Quirt sees the scope or sees the barrel of the AWP. And finally, Entropiq Prague find the winning taste of a round once again. But they need to start backing it up. Obviously, Nuke, you can settle for like an 11-4, 10-5 first half if you're on T side. But you don't want to get it out of hand if you see some nice shots coming in from AJT. And I think that round does come down to it. Hevix getting caught out in hut. He obviously gets it cleared as he goes running straight through with a knife out, and he gets punished for it by AJT.
Yeah, well, okay. Now we can start to take a step back. Entropiq Prague have been able to muster up that second round, and with it, 0 to 100 force back. Now that's big because they've only got 2 M4s and an MP9 past these pistols, so you convert here if you're Entropiq Prague, you send them to an eco. At that point, it's 7-4. You only need 1 more at the bare minimum. That's a pretty decent prospect to be looking at for the T side of Nuke. And again, that's what I was talking about earlier. Just this unsung liberty of 1 round, you're completely out of it. It looks like you might be done and dusted. The game is over. The next, it's completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the way Nuke can impact you as a CT side. If you do not look after that economy, you suddenly lose 2 rounds. You're done for. You're donezo. You're straight on an eco. And that's why not only do you need to win rounds on the CT, but you also need to win them clean. And 0 to 100, despite, you know, the miraculous plays out of face crack, etc., they haven't been that clean. And this is the punishment that you get. Depression finds MP9 kill. That's going to boost the bank balance a little bit better than it would if he had an M4, but it's a 1-for-1 trade overall. 4 versus 4 for the last 30 seconds, but Entropiq Prague really need to get going here. This could rely on Hevix find a deagle kill, but look at this flank from Necrogenesis. Oh my goodness, and it's a 2-for-1 trade in favour of 0 to 100 this time round as Hevix is looking to get an early kill. Time is ticking. Entropiq Prague need to go, but they look to get the kills just in time, and Facecrack cannot get the 1v2 this time round. And it swings and roundabouts. Entropiq Prague somehow come out with a round win.
Well, I mean, they take it. They take those. And they're going to call it tactical flaws again because, again, these rounds just can't be getting this close. Like, this is where you should be seeing the T side picking up 4 or 5 of the kills, not really getting contested. Not 0 to 100 playing their own game. Like, it's worrisome to see. Yeah, Entropiq Prague are still in a pretty decent spot, all things considered. But if that's what we're going to see for the rest of the half, they're only probably going to be able to muster up this fourth. And if 0 to 100 get right back to the place they were at, you might be seeing an 11-4 scoreline. And yeah, I said that was pretty okay. I'm going to redact that statement if you're on Entropiq Prague. This has been looking ugly.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference between the two teams right now. You know, 0 to 100, they haven't been winning rounds cleanly, but some of them they have, and the rounds that they win, they don't look as scrappy as the rounds that Entropiq Prague are winning. You know, and I think that's just the problem that Prague have been having right now, and they really do need to sort it out. Otherwise, it's going to be an uphill battle in the second half.
Well, they shouldn't have to worry about that, at least for the time being. They can take it down easy. Street is outside, looks to be the play. Facecrack's the only defender with the USP in hand. I don't know if I have that high of an expectation for him.
Oh boy.
Baited into perfection, and he's got one turnaround. Thankfully, he's only able to muster that up. They go for the clear and give him the information, but still, a 1-for-1 is massive for the CT side. He's got his 15th of the round, or the game, in a round like this. Thankfully, like, again, there's no AK retrieved, so they've only got the 2 deagles to work with. Maybe they pick up another couple of kills, but 3 frags here if you're 0 to 100, and you call this a massive win.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, the 2 deagles that they have in their hands right now can do just that. You know, a nice one tap, a moment of absolute brilliance can really turn this round around. And even if you don't win the round, like you said, 3 kills here, and that's 3 AKs out the hands of Entropiq Prague, but Marisco is looking to make sure that is not possible. Leka knows the depression push is coming, and Hevix is going to double check. Maybe just have a double thought about this one, see if he really wants to try and risk the push into that. And if they can even get an AK saved out of this round, that would be a small success despite the round loss. But I can only see this round going one way here. Entropiq Prague with the bomb down. Hevix is trying to get a flank on. But AJT with that kill, that pretty much is the nail in the coffin for the round. Hevix going to try and maybe look for some exit frags, but that's going to be about it.
Well, I will say, they're not holding this right now, and I don't think Entropiq Prague did anything with the AK-47 that was initially dropped in Garage, so let's toy around with the idea that Hevix goes and grabs that, right? Maybe buys an AWP now because he doesn't have to invest his own M4. And that buy for the CT side only gets better in the next round. Maybe finds another kill right here. And he's going to get even more money in his back pocket. They continue to swing. He won't be able to save that AK. And the crowd's peek from Holmes will mitigate the damage he's able to do. So a 4th locked on the board, but still a welcoming couple of kills if you're 0 to 100.
Yeah, for sure. And it boosts your confidence a bit. Marisco, nice spray coming in here. Nice round out of him, despite him obviously being up against the USP. You've still got to hit your shots. And a pretty standard, a bog standard round that Entropiq Prague should have been winning against the 3 USPs, 2 deagles. But here we go. I think this is the big telltale round here. It's buy versus buy. We haven't seen that many in this half, despite being 11 rounds in. But yeah, I don't know right now. If 0 to 100 win this round, you know, Entropiq Prague can still come back with another buy, and we're in the same situation again in regards to 0 to 100's economy. You know, they need to win rounds, but they need to keep players alive, and that's going to be a good start. Depression finds the first blood And Marisco is getting a little bit frisky down here as he's going down towards B, and it doesn't look like there's anyone going to be in close proximity to stop that push anytime soon. Hevix with the first kill from the CT side to make that 2, and that's a big kill if you're Hevix and 0 to 100 right now. That's going to put that A execute on hold.
And now it looks like we're just back to what we were seeing previously. Entropiq Prague not really able to muster up any success. And, you know, they're even missing the AWP in this round, right? They're missing a lot of liberties for the CT side, but they still make it clockwork. It's a 2-on-5.
Yeah, absolutely. And not a single point of HP has been lost on 0 to 100 as well. So, yeah, not a good round out of Entropiq Prague. That is for sure. Marisco just going to find a leg through the vent, no problemo. He will take that gift, but that's going to be it. And a strong hold and a strong round out of 0 to 100. And yeah, I mean, question marks have to be going through the Entropiq Prague side's heads right now because, like we said, you know, the buy rounds that 0 to 100 have had, they haven't really been that close. And I think that's just the story. If you're just joining us, 0 to 100 right now deserve to be 8-4 ahead. And I could go to the stretch and say Entropiq Prague maybe don't deserve to have 4 rounds right now because, like I said, the T rounds have been very scrappy, the ones that they've won.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything convincing or anything to make me question whether Entropiq Prague are going to continue the contention on this T side. Maybe, again, the defense could be a different story. I came into this game saying that you're probably going to see a completely one-sided affair on that side of things. But, I mean, speaking of one-sided affairs, it's literally just 0 to 100 all day, every day. I feel with the exception of a couple of trips and stumbles here on the CT side, it's really just been domination.
Yeah.
Another 5-on-4 given over to them with a lot of damage inflicted. Depression could have another one dead to rights here, depending on how Marisco decides to clear garage.
The problem is, though, right? And how volatile. Oh, boy, that is the worst time you want to look away. Depression, and Marisco will take that opportunity 100 times out of 100 you give to him. And suddenly, the round, or the advantage in the round, has gone to Entropiq Prague. But once again, they're leaving the time ticking. 40 seconds left on the clock, and they don't look like anywhere near to pushing towards a site as of right now, and it looks like it's going to be a ramp push. And Marisco getting down secret, he can hold a key recipe to this round win to Entropiq Prague, but 20 seconds left on the clock. They've got to go. Time's ticking. You've got to go, boys, and they will do just that. Gears go up in the gearbox, but kills are still not going their way. And it's a 2v2 situation. AJT does get this bomb down on time. Face crack is here to put him to shame very quickly. This is going to be a key 1v1. And Face crack once again wins another one. And the kills in the retake go to 0 to 100 once again. And it's 9-4 on the scoreboard. And once again, Entropiq Prague getting punished for letting the round timer just tick down a little bit too much. You know, they had the man advantage. You've really got to step and put your foot on the round, but they're just not doing that right now.
Why is Marisco swinging out there at the end? Like, it's planted for him in the single door. He's coming down the vents. He did everything perfectly. And yeah, his teammate falls, but it doesn't matter. Like, 1-on-2, he's just giving them that kill at that point, and any chance that Entropiq Prague had to win the round is instantly gone with that peak.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication that, you know, he wasn't too aware of where Face crack was. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to speculate, but Neno, what we know for sure is he has found first. It's another 0 to 100 first frag of the round, by the way. It seems to be the recipe for success for them. Face crack. Another kill added to his tally, but Marisco once again finds 2 outside. He is making that his fortress right now, and it's only a 3v3 situation. So despite that moment of brilliance, it's still a pretty 50-50 round, if you ask me.
Yeah, but we've seen Entropiq Prague throw away rounds that are way more favorable than this, so I've still got my eye on what's going to happen here. Not too sure of it. Though I will say, nobody for the 0 to 100 defense is holding the ramp room flank. They're just kind of giving up that map control and expecting
Yeah.
Entropiq to take enough time to give them the rotations. And I mean, even going down the bench is Depression. Not a care in the world. He finds Morisco, and that doesn't seem to throw a wrench into plan of things because they're going to continue this push down ramp. Depression's here to shut this down, and they're even going to have extra CTs to rotate in. He spotted them out coming down. The rotations will be pulled. Every CT is here to defend the bomb site. So, what are Entropiq Prague hoping for here?
Oh boy. Oh boy. And if he got that two-man spray down, that would have been very good, but it does not happen. 0 to 100, another round win as we go into the last round of the half. But my oh my, just Entropiq Prague again. They're trying to play slow. I understand that maybe like in practice and in scrims, you know, a lot of their executes come down late in the round, but it's just not working for you right now. And you need to change your ways. If you don't change your ways, then what's gonna happen is what we're seeing right now: 0 to 100, 10 rounds on the board, and yeah, I'm just surprised we haven't seen a rush out of Entropiq Prague yet.
Yeah, it's been all slow and methodical. I'm with you on that one. This is definitely not slow and methodical. Face crack, he wants to come up into smoke,
boy.
but they're wise to that one. They're not going to let that get pulled off. He gets shut down without even a fighting chance, and another 5v4 will start off the wave in Entropiq Prague. They have to continue. They have to convert. Like, this is just do or die at this point, right? I have zero faith in Entropiq picking up this map if they can't convert right here, right now.
Yeah, and if you do find face crack on the side of Entropiq Prague, that's going to be a little mental boost for you, because a lot of the rounds for 0 to 100 have come off a face crack moment of brilliance. 18 kills in 15 rounds. That is not easy by any stretch. But once again, I think 0 to 100 have the read here. You know, despite it being a 4v4, Quertz is trying to get a lurk on to see if there's any info. He has walked past 2 B CTs though. This may run Hevix. Oh dear, he's left a step, so they're going to know where he is. Necrogenesis finds one elsewhere, but it's all going to come down to the Hevix hold, and that is non-existent. And he's going to just handle the control for Entropiq Prague over on the A site.
Well, the retake inbound weapon still favoring the defense here as Nino's picked off another in on the mini rotation. Depression getting ready to move in from lobby, but I believe Lecker's holding for this exact push to come in. Squeaky maybe a little bit of a lapse in their guard. No, okay, it doesn't matter because he is going to continue that push into hot. 2-on-3. Retake needs to come in. AJT shuts down another. And this one looks unwinnable, it seems. Nino's been spotted. They know where he is. Everybody can play around him. They'll be able to pick off a kill or two. Knows the players at the back of the bomb site. Might even be able to find Lacker for his troubles, but that should be the end of it. Entropiq Prague walk away with 5.
Yeah. And, I mean, I was saying it earlier on in this first half that 5 is not bad for going into half on T side, but considering I would consider their roster a bit better than a 0 to 100. I think they would have wanted a few more rounds, but, you know, CT side, anything can happen, you know. I think the pistol round's going to be really important for Entropiq Prague if they want to be winning this map. And if they don't, obviously, win the pistol, then, you know, like I said earlier, CT economy is not going to be too kind on you, and you cannot afford that to be the case when your opponents are 6 rounds away from winning the map.
Yeah, you have to pick up this pistol, and they're going to start it off on the right foot, but they just can't execute it properly. Depression and face crack alongside Hevix have found every kill necessary, and in the 2-on-5, AJT and Morisco are really making a case for themselves. How many kills are going to come back before they just call it a day and go to the A bomb site? Finally, that bomb goes down, but so much damage already inflicted. USP's recovered with a little bit of utility to assist them on the site defense. But they're going to be both rotating in from having AJT spotted. Same with Nino. The calls were given over as they drop down to the bomb site. It's planted for Squeaky and Hut, but they have to muster up the frag. Both of them peek in together. The pick comes in. Last man on top of the Hut, trying to dance around and find kills. Morisco's put it to a 1v1. There's no kit. He's just trying to play the time. Morisco would have to ace to win this one, and it's ring around the rosy for Nino. He won't be letting him get anywhere near this round. Sure, you picked up the kills, and sure, you made it close and scary. He just can't walk away with it. 1 HP is the difference, and 0 to 100 pick up the 11th.
Wow, oh wow, what a hectic pistol round. I think that's the best way to put it. And once again, 0 to 100 just asserting their dominance on Nuke right now. Entropiq Prague have no answer to what is being thrown at them. And despite the double flank from Ramp, this nice 3 kills out of Marisco, it's still not enough to win the round.
Nino plays this perfectly, man. Like,
Oh,
he
for sure.
understands what to do. It's so good for him. And that honestly might be the deciding factor as to why 0-100 pick up the map. They're just going to burst out on A, potentially find themselves a 12. Nothing has come in for Entropiq Prague, and they just got to save the MP9 from us. 20 seconds in, the round's done.
Yeah. That is literally the definition of asserting your dominance. Exactly what I said about 30 seconds ago. Straight out onto A. We did not see a single round like that out of Entropiq Prague on their T side, and 0-100 just making them pay right now. Mac 10's going to get a few kills, face crack, and Hevik, so extra money going into their back pockets. And with the plant going down as well, round win, it all adds up. 4 players alive. It can't get much better for 0-100 right now. I think that's fair to say. And with this force from Entropiq Prague in that round, money is not going to be in a good position at all. And with 4 rounds away, 0-100 are for picking up the map. You don't have that many ecos left before you lose.
Yeah, this has to be the only eco they take, it seems, if they want to convert this map, right? You pick up there, you lose this one, you give a 13 to 0-100. There's 3 rounds left as a buffer, right? You waste one of those on a rifle loss, you have to take the save. You're looking at like 15-5 before you can even think about fighting for the rest of the game. And at that point, it seems like it'll already be done and dusted. It seems like it's going to be another fast play, too. I mean, 0-100 not going to be respecting the pistols and face crack. I think he spotted out all 3. Molly forces them into peeking. First kill is going to be equalized, though AJT swings down like he's Batman with the MP9 to put a 1-man up for the Entropiq Prague defense.
And the way they were set up in main there, 3 players, it was like as if they knew the face crack push was going to come in. Maybe they have a bit of info on that from previous games, but I've got to say, I don't think there's much to really find on 0-100's previous games. Certainly that's what HLTV's telling me anyway. Only 2 games in the last 3 weeks, so just a very good read, I guess, coming out from Entropiq Prague, and it's got them the 1-man advantage.
I mean, they can kind of establish the fact that just with the first couple of rounds being super aggressive from 0-100, they can probably just assume, you know, it's an eco, they might do something fast again, just hold for it, and that's probably what you're going to see for the remainder of their CT half. These super fast defaults coming out from 0-100, and Entropiq Prague just kind of playing their game, sitting in the back seat, waiting for them to make the first move, and they'll be happy with it. So far, you can see they got it a nice 3-on-2, make that 2-on-2, and it's fallen to bits. It's fallen to bits. Just, I'm complimenting them, and they throw it away. Like, come on, man.
Take that back. But yeah, I mean, for Nuke right now, as the tech pause does come in, not too sure obviously what the tech pause has been called for, but this is the setup that we were talking about, you know, just really well drilled, ready to counter the face crack push. AJT drops the squeaky as well. But once again, it's another man advantage that Entropiq Prague throw away and they lose the round. You know, on a map like Nuke, where you can stretch the CT so much, especially on like your T side, where, you know, you could send some players outside, you can send a player in ramp, even to throw a flash and just to get one rotation over there. You know, you're always going to have a player in lobby as well. You know, you can stretch the CT so much and really exploit the fact that you've got that man up. But Entropiq couldn't get that done. And 0-100 have punished them for it. You know, we've seen so many one-man advantages in rounds for Entropiq Prague so far in this map, and they've only got 5 rounds on the board. You know, and how different this game really could be looking right now if FaceCrack did not clutch up that 1v2. You know, I think mentally that has damaged Entropiq Prague. Like, they've looked like they've got nothing left in the tank past that point. I think they've won only like 2 rounds after that point. And it's ever since that point, it's literally been all 0-100, winning rounds after round after round. You know, I said this second half's going to come down to Entropiq Prague winning the pistol. They didn't do that. And this is the price you're now paying. You're still yet to win a round on the second half. And 0-100 are just looking like they're going to run away with this one.
Mr. Wicks, you following the major?
I am, absolutely. Are you?
Of course. I'm just, I got it open on my other screen. I take frequent looks back and forth.
How your pick'ems looking?
Great.
Yeah?
Since Astralis were 0-2, I called they were going to make the comeback. You know what? They laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now? Me.
That's
And
so's
0 to
face crack.
100.
Nice kill coming in from face crack. The spray connects onto Hones. And he's looking to find some more. But no players are on the receiving end. And, 0 to 100 just going to hit the reverse. Put their car into reverse. Or should I say a truck into reverse right now. Because that's what Entropiq Prague are being hit with. And, yeah, I mean, if the best metaphor for this right now is 0 to 1000 are the train and Entropiq Prague are tied to the tracks and the brake pedal is not working in 0 to 100's train right now.
Even if it did work, I don't think there'd be much more to it. Death, destruction, definitely nothing nice. And hey, there's, I guess, still time to pull this back. Haha, 30 seconds to go. And Entropiq Prague, it looks like they're stacked up towards the right bomb site, but they're still going to have to muster up the kills. Marisco's kicking one away in the AWP, or at least trying to. The timer is continuing to tick low, though, and a flank's come in from ramp, but they just don't have time to wait for this. They have to get out of the bomb site. This Opera will fall, but nothing else can go wrong. They're going to have to easily take down the second player on the bomb site. AJT only finds one, and doesn't matter how low the timer ticks. If you can't find the kills necessary, you're just going to lose the rounds. 2-on-3 on the retake, all picked up by Quirts. Now it switches over to the AK-47, and Entropiq Prague understand they can't just let this one slip away from them. They have to go for this. They have to give it their all, but I just don't think it's going to work. With no kits, not that much utility. All it seems like it is time until fatality strikes. 14-5 will be the score, as Entropiq Prague's final hurdle may have just been crossed.
Yeah, and I mean, if you were doubting Entropiq Prague, you now know for sure that, this nuke is not going to be going their way. I mean, I don't like to count teams out before that 16's been put on the board, but, you see the money now. MP9s are literally going to have to be bought. You cannot afford to eco and expect to win 10 rounds on the bounce. You have to force up now, but you can't afford M4s. And Jesus, MP9s out in full force right now for Entropiq Prague, and a map like Nuke, especially if a team's going to push outside, those MP9s are not going to be favourable. That is for sure.
I mean, it depends on what they do with them. We've seen them, stall the aggression out of 0 to 100 a couple of times, but really just nothing's been clicking for this CT side. Remember, we come into this half 10-5, and 0 to 100 have yet to be touched on the offense, so that doesn't change, then we will be quickly seeing a map, too, and Entropiq Prague going onto the home map of 0 to 100. It may not be the most welcoming of entrances to be down by one.
Absolutely
but hey,
not
as one-sided when it comes to CT zones. So maybe that's something to keep in the back of your minds.
And if you're Mariska and AJT right now, you're dropping a good amount of frags. You're just looking at the rest of your team. Hone's still on 6, Quirt's still left back on 8. You just need a little bit more for the rest of your side, and especially on CT. You cannot rely on 2 players, especially on a map like Nuke, because it's just not going to be enough firepower for your team to hold sites. Marisko's good enough for a one-for-one trade, and then you're leaning on 3 players that aren't even in double digits still for frags. I mean, it's just very, very awkward right now, and 0 to 100 are looking to put that awkwardness to another level. Facecrack finds a kill over up on A. He has flanked around heaven. He's going to be quickly traded out, but the bomb, meanwhile, has gone down on B, and Facecrack's got all the info in the world he possibly needs, and his side needs, and the pressure's up on Ramp. He's good enough for one. Can he find a second? No. Quirts, with the jump shot, gives this retake a little bit of life. 2 AKs, 3 AKs make that in the hands of these CTs. Now, no kit in play, so they do need to get moving. That bomb timer is ticking, and time is not on their side. Hevix is going to hear the tap, but can he stop the plant? Hones is looking to say no. The spray is not going to connect. The bomb is still going to be stuck. Does he find the kill? No, he does not. Entropiq Prague find a round from out of nowhere.
I like the play. They tried it. They had a player up in heaven to try to sell the fake. He even finds a kill. He keeps distracting him. Keeps 2 or 3 CTs pushed up on the angle. But it's just not enough. FaceCrack, look at this. He sells it so well. But it's just the fact that he isn't able to buy enough time. The frag comes in, and then the MP9s just do what they do best.
Yeah.
Jump around, find kills. They messed around. They found out 0 to 100 have, you know, a little bit of a stumble once again. But will it lead to anything major? Well, let's see.
Well, even if this is like damage limitation now, if you Entropiq Prague now, right? If you win like 3 or 4 rounds and you pull this back, oh dear, FaceCrack though finds Lekka. As I've said, I'm going to finish this play-by-play because Necrogenesis is out on site and AJT is looking to get a flank on as well. Plant will go down, Marisco not quick enough to stop it. And this now looks very, very awkward for Entropiq Prague. Despite winning the last round on a nice retake, this retake is a little bit harder on the difficulty scale. AJT just looking for a kill, praying that someone walks straight into his crosshair, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunity, and this may just be a save. Or are they going to go for it? I'm not too sure. Can't hand over the 15 rounds, really, and AJT is going to say, no, I'm not doing that, but 1v2 is left. Marisco left last alive, AWP in hand, has to be saved at this point. No time left on the clock to find 2 players and the defuse, and Entropiq Prague now have their backs to the wall. And as I was trying to say earlier on in the round before 0 to 100 just hit 100 miles per hour. For right now, if you're Entropiq Prague and you're on that side, you need to just focus on damage limitation at this point. If you can finish this map with like 10 rounds, 11 rounds, you know, you can go to map 2 with a little bit of confidence, you know, like you're winning your duels now. You're getting the number that 0 to 100 are hiding. But as of right now, you know, this finishes 16-6, which could very well be the case. It's not looking too healthy for them on map 2. I'm going to say that now. And Hones, but it's just missed. They do not connect fully onto FaceCrack outside. And he's going to be a little bit of a nuisance out here. Hones is just being baited, it looks like, because this outside push is coming in. Hones is left in the corner, and FaceCrack is going to punish him. 1-man advantage now for this T side of 0 to 100 as they look to close out map number 1.
They have full control of outside too. Crunching out of the A bomb site, sure they've got a couple of low HP players, but I don't know if that's going to matter all that much. 0 to 100, we saw something similar to this a couple of rounds back. This time with a little more leeway in their back pocket. Entropiq Prague, it looks like they're going to stack up for a lower hit. 4 CTs all dancing around with the idea of this happening. Actually, they're all stacked up in RAM, trying to get a little bit of info as they push up even further, seeing where 0 to 100 lie. They haven't yet to make their move, so that will slightly benefit the CT side and getting the info necessary to stop this from coming in. But if they just post up at B and think this is going to be a lower hit, then they already lost the round in the game. 35 seconds, the bomb is stuck outside. They have to do something.
Yeah, and this is the problem that Entropiq Prague had on their T side, you know, just letting the bomb tick down a little bit too much, too close for comfort. But the issue is, Entropiq Prague think it's going B with Marisco on ramp, 2 players down on B. It's not looking good for them, I've got to say, and with that plant being put, digits being put in the C4 now, I mean, advantage 0 to 100.
Well, retake has to commence, and so far they've been lackluster at best. Molly goes into heaven, but isn't actually going to reach FaceCrack. He's not worrying at all. Like, Quartz is actually tagged up more than the T's are via that Molotov flash comes up, and he's just going to go ahead and spam. Ladder and accuracy is too much to overcome. Quartz is trying to dance around with the idea of getting the frag, and somehow the CTs have come out on top in the interaction. It's a 1-on-2. Hevix to try and defend this bomb from being stuck. They're not on it. He heard the shots, but now the stick's coming in. He's going to swing, and that's going to be the game. 0 to 100. Destroy Entropiq on their home pick of Nuke, and head to Mirage with a 1-0 lead.
And a deserved 1-0 lead as well. I've got to say, Entropiq Prague just really didn't have enough answers for the questions that 0 to 100 were throwing at them.
Yeah, it was one-sided from the get-go. That should